Sure, I remember that.
Because he was like, you want to come to my party? I was like, is it a gangbang? It's not a gangbang. We don't do that here.
Let's do Gaily Grinds.
Let's just go with whatever it was already.
Keeping it real.
He had a name for it before. I didn't remember, so that's why.
I said side-eye grind. That's what I originally said.
Side-eye grind.
Yes.
That's funny.
Welcome to the first.
Because Stacy's favorite emoji is always been side-eye. If you could do special effects and just.
Or just zoom in on me rolling my eyes. Side-eye grind.
Hello, everyone. And welcome back to Project R.E.A.L. Today is going to be the first episode of
the Side-Eye Grind.
My name is Cardo.
Hi, I'm Bobby.
And hi, I'm Stacy.
So what this episode is going to address, it's going to address some issues that we have in our community. One being some of the nonsense and problems we see on social hookup apps, such as Grindr, Scruff, Jacked, and all that. What issues have y'all seen on these apps so far?
We had all curse, right?
We can curse.
We can curse?
Yes.
Worst case scenario, he'll have to beep us out. And that's fine. I mean, let's see. There's definitely a lot of stigma when it comes to HIV status. There is racial issues, bottom discrimination. Just kidding. And also a lot of femininity. I can't say that.
Femininity?
Femininity discrimination.
I would assume people just assholes, honestly.
There we go.
Just legitimately people not knowing how to interact with other people. Like, just because you're on a social media app, or even if it's legitimately, you're talking about BBRT, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain sort of protocol and decorum you should have when you're talking to anybody. Especially a stranger who legitimately you don't have to get engaged with. If you feel some type of way, if you feel it necessary to leave the conversation, it's a lovely block button right there. The conversations we're gonna have are going to specifically highlight all those issues.
So I'm going to send over a couple of messages that I have pertaining to HIV. Just want to get your opinions about them.
Okay, so this message is for meet now, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Oh my god.
Okay, so we'll go back and forth. That makes more sense. I'll be blue, you'll be yellow. Okay? So I'll be the asshole. I love being the asshole. Okay. You have HIV?
Yes.
So why would anyone go with you?
Why not?
Because they'll get AIDS.
They wouldn't get AIDS. It's not something you catch. As for getting HIV, if we are safe, which I would be, there's no risk.
I don't think so.
Well, considering you think you can catch AIDS, your thoughts are completely irrelevant and you are lacking education. Get educated before making such a ridiculous statement! Exclamation mark.
I think it's disgusting how you're on here.
Really? There are 25,000 people with HIV who don't know it. Could be anyone on here who you meet and potentially infect you. At least I'm honest and upfront. Oh, and a reminder, you messaged me first. Run tell that, homeboy.
If you're not comfortable stating that someone is positive, fine.
Well, you know what, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but from this conversation, it looks like that was the first message, which means that you saw it in his profile.
Right,
So
exactly.
why did you message him at all?
Exactly.
Like just to berate him?
Right. I mean, you could have at least educated yourself and stuff. I mean, according to the CDC, if someone is HIV positive and undetectable, then they are unable to transmit HIV. So he could have educated himself before going into it.
Do y'all think it's a lot to do with ignorance or just not willing to be educated on something?
Well, you know what? First of all, ignorance is one of those things that's never gonna go away. No matter how readily available this information is, people still choose to remain uneducated. I feel like these platforms create a space where people feel that they can push their own ideals and values, which don't really, not only do they not measure up to facts, but they're just rude. It's not only do they not measure up to facts, but they're just rude. It's like you're really unbased. You don't know what you're referring to. Like you said, you can catch AIDS, and that's why he's looking like, well, you don't actually catch AIDS. you know, and you messaged him solely with the intent of belittling him.
I remember something that I was talking about too. This guy I was going to hook up with. We would always talk about like trying to get together and everything like that, but he was always a little squeamish because I am a well-rounded person in my ways. And I have no issues with that.
She ain't proclaimed that
Yes,
herself. We all said that. That was a group consensus.
He asked me like how many people I've had sex with. So I'm like, I can't count on hands and toes how many people I've had sex with. Then he
By a factor of
my hands, my toes, Stacy hands, Stacy's toes.
He asked me if I was clean or not. And
I hate
anytime
that.
somebody says something, anytime somebody says clean in that way, I do take it upon myself to educate them saying clean is not the right term. I always follow up saying I'm negative, I'm not clean. Clean is for laundry, shit like that. And he was like, okay, I don't get that, but fine, whatever. I'm like, you're basically saying that people who are either HIV positive or have an STD are dirty. Am I correct? He's like, yeah, that's the case. I'm like, no, that's not the case. You're saying people who have diseases or viruses are dirty. I wanted to be an asshole because he was talking to me about how both his parents now have cancer. I wanted to follow up and say,
I totally would
I don't
have.
know what you're saying, go.
I wanted to follow up and say, so since both your parents have cancer, which is a disease, are they dirty?
Oh,
I totally would have.
But it's like,
that's not.
it's not right. But at the same time, it's like I gave him an avenue to like get educated and get some knowledge on something, and he shut it down twice.
Well, you know what? You made a correlation between the two statements. So now you have a chance to empathize that you would not feel comfortable or think that it was polite for you to refer to, or someone else to refer to your parents as being dirty because they have cancer. And in that same way, someone being infected with a virus does not make them dirty, and it's just, on top of being disrespectful, it's just stigmatizing.
Yeah.
And it's one of those terms that has a negative connotation to go along with it. So you want to avoid using it. So I get what you're saying. But
Like, I have gotten in full-blown arguments on Grindr because people use the word, are you clean? And I had this one guy, and he was like, oh, just the way you're talking about it, it makes me think that you're dirty. And I was like, woo! I went in. He ended up blocking me in the end, which is always like a hair flip moment.
But the idea that you think that you're somehow better than someone because you are HIV negative and they are positive, or like it would be a treat for them to sleep with you because you're negative and you're doing them a favor somehow, is just
Crazy.
Oh, that just gets me so
it's
mad.
unconscionable.
It doesn't make sense.
And like, one moment, because it happens every now and then, is I'll see a positive person and I'll be willing to hook up with them. And they're like, oh, but I'm positive. And I'm like, yeah, how long are you going to text me? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, when's the last time you see the doctor? I mean, I would prefer to use protection, but I'm also on PrEP, so I'm protecting myself. But as long as you're undetectable, we're good. We're cool. And then,
undetectable, we good.
and then, like, I had this one guy, like, legit thank me. He was like, I'm so happy that you're educated. Like, you don't see this anymore.
But then at the same time, I feel like you have a responsibility, being positive, to be aware of all the facts regarding this disease that's affecting your life and affecting your sex life, especially if you're going to engage in the act with these people who you know are ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Because you already got a strike against you because people don't take time out to educate themselves.
Are there any ways we can address these issues? Any ways we can combat them?
You can try to take your time to educate some of these people, because every now and then you'll get the one out of the million that is actually willing to listen and realize their faults and learn to be a bigger person.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
There are some people
Like I
that
said,
there are some people that want to be educated. They just don't know.
locate your nearest LGBT drop-in center or HIV center where you can learn about things or ask someone.
The Google is a wondrous place.
Yes, it is.
And the wondrous thing about Google is you ain't gotta go nowhere to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? All jokes aside, when I was in South Carolina, you ain't have a place down the street you can get tested at. Mm-hmm. You just didn't. And when you went, like I told you, we used to go like 30 miles just to find somebody to hook up with. Mm-hmm. So you keep that hookup, buddy. You had to go 30 miles for him. You know what I'm saying?
Find a cute little trashy hotel in the middle, so you both don't have to drive. You both just drive a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Those truck drivers so gross. They drive through town. It's not the point. But back to the point. No, but the Google really is a wonderful place. There are so many resources online. You really don't have to go anywhere. This is an online resource.
Like, if you want the information, it's not that hard to find it because it is out there.
The information is available.
Right.
Physically and online.
Or come, if you live in Monmouth or Ocean County, come to Project R.E.A.L.
Okay, well, you know what? Regarding specifically HIV health information, the Google is a wondrous place. Because all you have to do is type in CDC and the question that you're looking for. And I promise you there is a study or there's some report that is going to tell you exactly their guidance.
There's definitely an answer.
So now, and that's the CDC. Their job is literally to prevent outbreak and disease or to limit the spread of disease, which I guess is whatever. But if you also one of those crazy people who don't believe the CDC, don't believe this one, and you need a very specific reference, I don't know, like Steve Bannon or I don't fucking know what to tell you. What's his name? Milo Yiannopoulos, whatever. One of them type of people, and you need some bullshit to back it up, I don't know what to tell you. But there are plenty of resources, credited resources, with good people behind it for you to get the information that you need, you're looking for. And they work here, so they'll help you find it. Right in the link below. Go ahead.
Proud of you.
Subscribe here. Like here. Share
Tell your friends we're having a party tonight.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Did y'all decide on the title yet?
Come see us next time for Side-Eye Grinds, where me and Stacy read more people for Phil. Yes, please. High five.
You are so annoying.